Well, first up, we talk about the development today being D22 of the Middle East war. Now, Iran seems to be making a sensational claim. Iran claims attack on a nuclear site, saying that there has been a fresh attack on Natanz, where US-Israel launched attack on Natanz, and this seems to be Natanz, which is the uranium enrichment facility that seems to have been targeted. However, there seems to be no leakage of any radioactive materials as of now. So let's connect with Srinjoy on this. Srinjoy, was this the same facility that was also targeted on part of the US last year in June when they had launched the strikes in Iran?
Yes, it was. Thing is that if the worry is radiation, the worry is always radiation. Now the thing is, you don't have to be in Iran or even in Natanz to pick up radiation damage. Let's not forget when Chernobyl happened all those years ago, the first people who picked it up were Swedes in Sweden. So anyone can pick up radiation if they are in Iraq or close by in any other nearby country. It can be picked up. So we have to wait and see what the Atomic Energy Commission says about this. Has there been radiation? Has the facility been hit to such an extent that there is radiation? That's the important thing. That's a huge worry. If there is no radiation, then at least the world can be thankful. But the radiation issue is something that is very concerning, and we always remember that radiation can be picked up quite easily, and the Atomic Energy Commission is well aware of it. So if there has been a hit, the radiation can be picked up in hours or even less. So we'll have to wait and see what the Atomic Energy Commission does say about it, because this is an important development.
Absolutely, because reports suggest that there has not been any radioactive leave so far. But as far as the Watchdog itself is concerned, Srinjoy, the IAEA, it seems to be also asking to gain access as far as these very facilities are concerned, which Iran seems to be denying that access to the IAEA.
Yes, that of course has been happening for a long time. All of last year, the beginnings of this year. So this is something that the Iranians and the International Atomic Energy Commission have to work out. The international community has to work out. But hopefully there is no damage to the facility that will lead to radiation.
Right, but this is also coming at a time where President Trump has said that Iran is far from even, acquiring a nuclear weapon. But the sites, however, are concerned. He seems to have said that they obliterated during last year's strikes that was carried out. But this seems to be still a concern, as far as when it comes to these areas are concerned that are coming under a fresh range of strikes from US and Israel.
Yeah, there is. See, the Iranians have about 400 kilos of partly enriched uranium. So that is always a concern. Those 400 kilos are, I think, 50 to 60% enriched. Now, the weapons, the bombs, should not hit the uranium.
All right. Well, this seems to be a further escalation that has now been marked. We've seen that the strikes that has been carried out, especially on the oil and energy infrastructure, that seems to have unlocked a chain of high-impact retaliations by Iran. And now it seems the counter that has now come in from Israel, US side, where Natanz, which has been one of the facilities that was hit last year in June, has now been attacked again. However, reports suggest there has not been any radioactive leave so far. Srinjoy continues to be